Are you okay, bud?
Yeah.
You sure you don't need paramedics or anything? You sure you didn't get like beat up or anything?
What does it matter what I do with my clothes?
We just explained that person is seriously injured.
What are you talking about?
So the blood that's on you is the person that you got into a fight with. Nobody else.
It is not every day that a routine traffic stop turns into the start of a murder investigation. Officers approached a vehicle and found the driver covered in blood, sitting behind the wheel, with an explanation that did not make sense.
No.
Just that person.
Yes.
That person's blood is the only person you fought with last night.
Because if there's something you can tell us that wouldn't throw you in jail.
If you have evidence, I'm going to jail.
We have physical evidence.
Yeah,
and we don't know what that evidence is going to prove at this point.
That moment marked the beginning of a horrifying case that took a dark and unexpected turn.
Down the ground. What? His arm, he got shot in.
I don't know, man.
It's because, like, whenever you guys pulled it out, it was already out.
This is the haunting case of Jared Neumann, and one of several shocking cases featured in this video.
That'll kind of help us to show that it's only your blood and this other person's blood, and we'll know whose blood is where, and that'll kind of, you know.
On February 3, 2020, at around 3:30 a.m., police pulled over a vehicle for driving without its headlights. Inside, they found a man in the driver's seat in a shocking condition that later led them to a brutal and deeply disturbing crime.
Can you put your hands on the wheel, buddy? Okay. Hey, I'm Officer Smith. The reason why I pulled you over is you don't have any lights on.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Are you okay, bud?
Yeah, I just had a nosebleed.
You sure you don't need paramedics or anything?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Are you able to turn your lights on?
Yeah, I was, here, can you listen? That?
Okay. Do you have your license on you, buddy?
I don't actually, but I have my identification if you need it.
Yeah, if you have your ID. Hold on a second. I don't want to get blood on my... You sure you didn't get like beat up or anything?
No, I just had a nosebleed. I get them all the time. And it just kind of abruptly happened when I was driving for 5
Oh, okay.
Later that morning, officers found 59-year-old Jay Neumann in a parking garage. Surveillance footage pointed to Jared Neumann, and police brought him in for questioning.
My name is Detective Peck. This is my partner, Detective Hanley.
All right, bud.
We work here with the officers here, and we just basically help them out and assist them with their cases, okay? So I just need to get some personal information from you first, make sure I know who I'm talking to, and then we'll go from there about why you're here tonight, okay? All right. So your first name is Jared, right?
Yes.
Can you spell that for me?
Jared.
And your last name?
Neumann. N-O-Y-M-A-N.
And what's your birthday? And you have an address?
No.
Where do you currently stay at?
In my car.
In your car?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of car is that?
I have a Ford Explorer.
Mobile life.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Is it registered to you?
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
What?
In the car?
A couple of years now.
Oh, wow.
I have a job though. I'm trying to get a place.
What kind of work you doing?
I do like restaurant, like firehouse subs.
Oh, okay.
Here in the city?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been working there?
Like a month.
Okay. Do you like it?
I don't particularly like it, but I need the money, so I make sure I go every day. If I can.
Which location you at?
It's like Boca Del Mar.
Where's that?
I think it's like called Boca Del Mar Plaza. It's like
out west.
Winn-Dixie, Powerline and Palmetto. That's where it's
Got
at.
it,
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And that's your only job that you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
954.
And do you go to school at all, or did you go to school?
I can't afford to go to college, so I'm not in school right now.
Okay. Did you graduate high school?
I got a GED.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said you don't have any other job, just the firehouse subs, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so tonight I want to ask you about some stuff about why you're here tonight and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, I have to read you your rights real quick, okay? So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll explain to you why you're here tonight, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Where'd you say you went to high school before?
Over Tone Community High School.
Oh, Logan High. Okay. You lived in the city then? Your whole life, or?
No, not my whole life. I moved down here from Ohio.
Ah, okay. How old were you when you moved down?
Hmm?
How old were you when you moved down?
Like 12.
Oh, okay. So, years and years.
Yeah.
Your family's down here?
Not anymore. They went back to where they were from.
Where are they from? Up in
Ohio,
still?
yeah.
Okay. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters?
One brother, one sister.
But they're all up in Ohio?
Yeah.
Younger or older?
Younger.
Okay. Alright.
They all go to school down here too, or no?
My brother went to the army. He didn't even go to school, and my
Oh.
sister, she's working. I don't think she's in school either.
Keep in contact with them?
They don't talk to me. I don't know why.
No?
Yeah, I don't even know why. My mom doesn't know why.
Okay.
They just don't speak with me.
Do you keep in contact with your mom?
Yeah, I talk to my mom regularly.
Okay, cool.
Is she up there?
Nice. Okay.
Do they still live at home or do they live separate?
My dad or my brother, I think, is staying with my mom, and my sister is, I think she lives on her own.
How come you stayed down by yourself?
I like Florida. I grew up here.
Weather?
Yeah.
You got a lot of friends down here?
I used to have a lot of friends down here. I don't anymore, but I'm just working and just, trying to live.
That's what happens when you graduate. People get married, they move away, they do all that stuff. People used to hang out with kind of, move on and whatever, so stinks.
Jared was then questioned about his earlier encounter with the police. Just hours before his father's body was discovered, he described it as routine, downplaying the situation, but investigators had already learned that his father, Jay Neumann, had been stabbed before that encounter.
So, today, tell me what happened today.
I was driving in my car, and the police pulled up behind me and told me to pull over and stop the vehicle and place my hands outside of the vehicle so they could see them, and then told me to step out of the car, and then I think he told me to step back, and then I think they put me in handcuffs at that point, and I asked them what was going on, and they said they were going to tell me later, and that is what happened.
Okay.
That's our job.
Yeah.
Did they tell you at all why you were arrested?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Okay. Do you know what the deal is with your license?
I guess it's a learner's permit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get it updated, it was just...
You never took your real driving test?
Not yet.
Okay.
Did you take that in high school or anything, your driving test?
No. I just should have got it done. I just didn't, I just wasn't...
How do you get your car registered and everything with no license?
I don't know.
Is it registered? Everything is up to date?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't give you tickets for that?
No.
Just for not having a license?
Yeah.
Okay.
As he had claimed during the stop that he'd been in a fight, officers pressed him for details of that fight, but getting the truth from him seemed impossible.
Those officers were concerned. They said that you may have been in a fight and got hurt or something like that, but you didn't want to report anything. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you want to talk to us about what happened?
I'm okay. I don't really have anything against the person who did that.
Do you remember what you told those officers?
Yeah, I remember what I told them.
Tell us.
I just basically told him, what happened. He just approached me, he was very aggressive, and we argued for a minute, and then he started attacking me, and I fought back, and we just kind of got into a fight, and eventually, he just stopped and got tired and just walked off, and I walked off, and that was it.
Where did this happen at?
It was in Boca.
But where?
It was somewhere in Yamato, I was walking, and he just approached me. I've seen him a couple of times, he kind of knows me, but not really.
Do you know Yamato's a pretty big road?
Yeah.
Yamato goes all the way to
I know, yeah, but I don't know, I was just walking on it, I didn't really pay attention to specifically where I was,
Where did you leave your car when you were walking?
It was parked over by McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
So near the LA Fitness?
Yeah.
Okay, and which way were you walking? Towards the McDonald's or towards the other way?
Towards the other way.
So towards where I-95 is, the big
Yeah.
highway?
Yeah.
Okay. And who's the guy that confronts you?
I don't know his name.
How do you know him? Like, how have you seen him
I've
before?
just seen him a couple times. Like, he's talked to me before, like, briefly, but, like, you know, it's just never really, like, good interactions.
Where have you seen him at?
Just, like, around, like, here and there.
Can you describe him?
I mean, like, how?
Just physical. Like if you were to describe me. Describe him like you would describe me. Height, weight.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Just roughly.
I don't know.
Male, female,
Male.
white,
yeah.
black, Hispanic.
Black.
Black male?
Yeah, black male.
About how old?
I don't know. I don't know how old he is.
Just roughly.
I have no idea. I mean, 20, 30, 40, I don't know.
Do you have long hair, short hair? Dreads?
Short hair.
Okay.
Short, cropped, close like his, or longer?
It was a little bit
like yours?
longer. Not like mine, but
In
a little bit longer than
between?
his. Yeah.
Okay. Any sort of style to the hair?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
No.
Okay. Any facial hair?
No.
Tattoos?
Probably, but it was dark, so I didn't really see.
What time did this happen? You say it's dark.
It was like early in the AM.
Like before you got stopped by the Delray police. About how long before that was it?
It was like an hour or two before that.
An hour or two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any reason why it happened?
Personally, I just think he was upset about something else and kind of took it out on me. That's what it looked like.
What do you think he was upset about? Did he say anything?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know this man.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you show us where he hurt you?
I mean, he just punched me a bunch of times. I mean, I don't.
Can I see your hand real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, I fought back, so I got cuts and, you know.
Okay.
Would you,
Anything-
when you say you fought back, what'd you do?
Well, we were fighting.
Punching? And
Yeah, punching.
Where did you get hit?
I got hit pretty much all over.
Do you have any other injuries on you?
Not that I know of.
No.
You got your elbow over there?
Oh, that might be,
Yeah, your elbow's all scraped up.
Yeah,
What about this
I fell
elbow? Is there
down,
anything
so-
on there?
No.
You
What
scratched you pretty good too, it looks like, on your arms.
Yeah.
How about on your stomach or your back?
No, I think I'm fine.
Let me check your back, just if you don't mind. That looks alright. How about your stomach? How about up on your upper? Did you get you there or anything?
No, I don't think so.
How about up like in this area?
This
Your neck or anything? Your face?
No.
Detectives began by establishing Jared's background, deliberately avoiding mention of the crime to let him reveal information. But he answered cautiously, offering only limited details while carefully watching their reactions.
What did you do, so after you left the traffic stop in Delray, did you go anywhere to clean yourself up?
I mean, what is all this for? Why am I being questioned and all this stuff?
Well, we're looking into something else.
I have to be honest with you, Jared.
Yeah.
When we do these cases, you know, unfortunately, we're trying to get information, obviously, because something happened to you.
Okay.
And when we sit here, we see, like my partner asked you before, is there something more? Because your mind kind of, you know, went on to
I
something
mean,
else.
I'm just very stressed out and tired. I mean,
Right.
Well,
that's what we think.
On Wednesday.
And that's the same thing with us, is that when we ask questions sometimes, we already know the answers to a lot of the questions.
Mhm.
So, like when you told the officers out there on the street that you didn't work again until Wednesday, and then you're telling us you worked today.
No, I didn't say I worked today.
You did. You told us you worked today.
I didn't say I worked today.
Sunday, I think you said,
I
right?
said Sunday.
Yesterday. So you didn't work today at all?
No.
Okay.
Well, there's just certain things that you've been telling us that just kind of don't, like, they're like really easy questions that, like, it seems like you're not telling us the truth on, so I don't really understand
It's
why
like,
you'd
I
be...
just feel like, you know, it's like kind of prying into my personal life. You know, I don't know you people like that. Like, what is this about? I mean,
Well, you had a lot of blood on you last night when they
that's
came
that's
into
my
contact.
problem, really.
Right,
I mean,
but when a violent crime happens in Boca, then it becomes our problem because we have somebody out there who
But
might be
I
hurting people.
can't go get the guy for you. I don't know where he lives. I don't know him like that.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about
Well,
that.
sometimes what happens, Jared, is that people get scared and they don't always want to tell us things. Because, like I said, me and my partner, when we heard the information early today and last night, we did some research. So, and again, there may be reasons you don't want to tell us, I'm not sure. You might be nervous, you might have forgotten.
It's just not a big deal to me.
Right. Well, To you it's not, but to us it is. So for you to say that it happened on Yamato, we've kind of done the research, and there's a lot of cameras out there, so we kind of know nothing happened on Yamato.
Okay.
So we kind of want to get an idea of where things happened, so that even if you don't want to do anything about it, at least we can kind of get an idea, so if something else happens with this person. So that's why we just want you to be honest with us.
I don't have anything else I can tell you. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I mean,
Where did this whole thing happen? Tell us that.
I didn't already say it?
But I don't think it happened on Yamato.
Okay, so where did it happen?
Well, that's what, you were there, so, and again, if there's a reason, I understand if it didn't happen on Yamato and it happened somewhere else and you just don't want to tell us that, that's understandable. But, understand, we have to follow up on these things sometimes. And when we know it didn't happen on Yamato, and we know that your car wasn't at the McDonald's, and we kind of know where you were, that's a concern.
By no means was his fighting story believable, and officers already suspected the truth behind it as they reviewed surveillance videos, but Jared was clearly trying to outsmart the investigators.
There was a fight, so we don't know, if you could have hit him and he could have got a concussion or anything like that. We also have to make sure that that other person's okay. So that's why we need to know where, it happened and who this guy is. So, we can figure out and
I mean, fights happen all the time.
And if this person, but what if this person, we're trying to get your side of the story. What if this person comes in, like my partner's saying, and wants to make a complaint against you that you attacked him?
He can go ahead and do that. By all means, if he wants to say that, then he can come in and say it.
Is that what happened?
What?
That you attacked him?
No, but if he wants to say that, that's fine.
Well, and that's why we have to do an investigation and kind of, get to the truth about what happened. I can tell you, Jared, in most places nowadays, there's video of everything. Whether you go into a store and buy things, whether you're driving in your car, there's video. That's kind of why I asked you, does anybody else drive your car?
No.
even places like McDonald's, they have interior and exterior video. LA Fitness has video. All these places that you're saying that you go to and stuff like that, they all have video. So that's why we're saying, you said you're on your motto, but we've already kind of checked that out, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because when we have that call from Del Rey and you had that much blood on you, and they tell us you get in a fight on your motto, we got to go and make sure that the other person's not on the ground, totally injured.
Well, they were. You probably would have seen them, right?
Right, and they weren't.
Right.
And that's why we had to kind of check about. Right, and that's kind of how we had to check about your story about it happening over there.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't believe it happened over there.
All right.
So what can you tell us about what actually happened?
I don't have any more information. I just, whatever I said is what I've said.
Were you by the beach yesterday?
I mean, what is this about?
Just asking you, were you by the beach yesterday?
I don't want to answer any more questions. I feel like I'm being targeted for something. Being shit out of me. Every little detail about my life is my life, I don't really share it with people.
Then, the officers allowed Jared to realize that they knew more than they had revealed, changing their tactics in a way that shifted the mood of the conversation.
Things I want to go over with you, okay? And I'm going to talk, and I just want you to listen to what I've got to say, okay? And afterwards, if you have something to say about it, you can tell me, okay? But there's some stuff that's concerning to us, okay? And we know certain things, and the reason we ask you certain questions is because we kind of already know the answer to them. So we're waiting to kind of see how honest you're going to be with us. So that's why we do these things. So we know that you were over by the beach last night, okay? You're on video at 7-Eleven, okay? We know, I don't know why, you're distancing yourself from your dad. You don't want to talk about your dad. We know the vehicle's registered to him, okay? It's not registered to you. We know that you guys were together in the vehicle a month ago, right? You got arrested. You got into a domestic with him. You were living down here with him. And you're lying and telling us that he's living with his mom somewhere. Okay, so.
His mom's deceased, right? Yeah.
So there's all these things that you're telling us that you're lying to us about, and I think it's because you're upset with what happened last night, understandably, okay? But you need to tell us the truth about what exactly happened, because you're lying. There's all these things that we know that you're lying about, okay? If something happened, people make mistakes, okay? Things happen, things get out of control fast. But we just need to know exactly what happened, okay?
What did happen?
That's what we need you to tell us, Jared.
Can you tell me what happened? Because I don't know what happened.
How come you don't know what happened?
What did happen? I don't even know what we're talking about.
Let's start with the 7-Eleven.
What about 7-Eleven?
You're on video there, by the beach, the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
So you told us you weren't at the beach.
I didn't say I wasn't at the beach. I said I didn't want to answer any more questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain why you said you were over at your motto when you were really at the beach?
What? This is just very confusing.
What are you confused about? Because I'll help you. I'll help explain it to you for whatever you're confused about.
Since that's your dad's car, how do we get a hold of your dad to tell him that's his car and we have it? Because we got to release it to somebody. Where is he?
I just don't want to answer any more questions.
We're going to go through the car. We have the car.
Okay.
So whatever happened, you get into an altercation with somebody, we have the video from, you know, everybody wears body cams, right? Now, from the Delray Beach Police Department.
Okay.
So we saw how much blood there was on you. I also see the injuries that you have.
Okay.
All that blood was not your blood.
Okay.
So that blood's going to be in your car. Okay? And you know who that's going to come back to?
What?
Who's the blood going to come back to?
What do you mean?
In your car. The blood in your car that was all over you that's not yours because you only have a couple small injuries.
I didn't even see any blood in my car.
There was blood all over you last night. All over your face, all over both of your arms, all over your pant legs, all over your feet.
I can see it on the outside of your car and on your armrest and on the center console. From standing outside your car, you can see it. It's called transfer. That's when blood transfers.
The pressure caught Jared off guard, and he seemed to realize he was trapped, scrambling to find a way out, but officers had already identified his weak point.
That blood, that was a lot of blood.
We know who you got in a fight with. We need you to tell us who you got in a fight with. We know the person.
I don't know the person.
We do.
How do you know the person when you were just telling me, when you were just asking me about them?
Because we're seeing how honest you were going to be with us, and we don't think you're honest at all.
I'm not. I don't like people prying into my life and asking all these
But
questions.
unfortunately, it comes a time when it's not about you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's about somebody else who's injured. You know what I
Who's
mean?
injured?
The other person.
They didn't seem injured to me.
They are.
Well, I'm pretty skinny. I didn't think I could pack much of a punch to them, but...
You did. That's why we're here. You pack a good punch.
It doesn't sound like...
Well, that's the truth, and that's why we're asking you, number one, where it happened, because we know it didn't happen on Yamato. We know exactly where it happened, and we know who the condition that person's in.
You just said you didn't know the person, and you're trying to get...
I said I know who the person is.
How are you guys changing your story like that?
We're not changing the story at all. You're not listening. And you're nervous right now? Because I can tell.
I'm very stressed out, yeah.
I know. And I would be stressed out if I was in your situation too.
Why?
Because as my partner said, with all that blood on you last night,
Yeah.
and being in this altercation that you're telling us you were in last night,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have that person's blood on you, and it's going to be in your car. So once we get the
Why is it
DNA,
going to be in the car?
because it was on you,
Yeah.
and you were in the car.
Okay.
So when we get a warrant for your car, and we get the DNA of that blood that's in your car,
Mm-hmm.
That's going to tell us who that other person was and that your blood was on them, and that person is injured. So this is why we want to give you a chance to tell us exactly what happened last night, because you're leaving a lot out. You're not telling us where it happened, you're not telling us what happened, and not telling us who. You understand that? So understand the facts, Jared, that this is your chance to tell us what happened, and maybe like you're saying, this person who you don't want to tell us, maybe they did something to you. So that's what we need to know, the truth. Number one, we could start by telling us where it happened. That would be a fresh start. And then we can start believing a little bit of what you're telling us.
I don't understand.
Tell us where it happened.
Where what happened?
This altercation you had last night, where
On
your fingers got
Yamato.
cut. Not on Yamato.
Okay, then I don't have anything else.
Okay. My partner just told you, you're on camera at the beach.
Okay.
Okay. Does the altercation happen at the beach?
No. It was on Yamato.
Whereabouts?
Huh?
Where exactly? Because we were out there, and there's no blood on Yamato. And for the amount of blood that was on you last night, we know where it happened. Wait, listen, I don't want to beat around the bush with you,
Yeah.
but we know right where it happened. And this is your chance to tell us.
So you're saying that person got injured?
Seriously injured, yes.
Okay. Are they pressing charges?
That's where we're going with this whole thing. We're going to see if they are or we're not.
Okay. So, I mean,
You mean what?
well, what else am I supposed to do? If they press charges, they press charges. If they don't, they don't.
Jared continuously insisted that all the blood on his body was his own, showing no concern about facing charges. Then the officers offered him something he didn't expect at all.
Blood was on you last night?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Where was the blood on you last night?
It was on me,
Where?
like on my arms, on my face,
Where else?
leg.
Where else?
I don't think it was
On your
anywhere
feet too, right?
else. I guess.
Is that what you were wearing last night?
No.
No, you changed?
Yes.
Where are your clothes from last night?
Probably in the car,
Where in the car? What part?
where the clothes are.
Did you clean them at all, or you just put them the bloody clothes with the rest of your
Why are
clothes?
all these? What's with all these like questions about what I'm doing with my clothes? Like, who cares?
We
Because
do.
Why? What does it matter what I do
we
with my
just
clothes?
explained that person is seriously injured.
Okay,
and
well
you've got
then if
the-
they press charges, then that's
Right,
just what
but
they.
part of our investigation
Mm-hmm.
is collecting evidence.
Okay.
And hearing your side of the
So
story.
you said you have his blood or whatever, so you can test it, and if he says he's seriously injured, then he can press charges, and you have your evidence.
Right, so
what
that's
else
why
is
I'm
there?
asking where the clothes are, so I know where to get them to test them.
They're in the car somewhere. I mean, I don't, what? I mean, you already have what you need.
Do I? What do you mean?
I mean, you said you have blood in the car. You're gonna, whatever, something, and he can press charges if you want.
So is there would there be anybody else's blood on you or in your car
What do you mean?
from last night?
What are you talking about?
So the blood that's on you is the person that you got into a fight with.
Yes.
Nobody else's blood.
No.
Just that person.
Yes.
That person's blood is the only person you fought with last night.
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind giving us your DNA swab?
I can.
Okay. That'll kind of help us to show that it's only your blood and this other person's blood, and we'll know whose blood is where, and that'll kind of,
Okay.
be an advantage to you. Is that cool?
I guess.
Okay.
Alright.
And we're just going to take some quick photographs of your injury. Do you need medical attention for those?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
When nothing could make him open up, the detectives actively confronted Jared about his lies regarding his whereabouts and his relationship with his father, Jay Neumann, specifically highlighting video surveillance footage that contradicted his story.
That's what we need to know. How do we contact him? Do you have a number for him?
No.
When was the last time you saw him?
Why do you even...
Why is that a tough question for you?
It's really not. It's just I don't even know why I'm being asked. Who cares?
We just want to know the last time you saw your dad. Because,
Nobody's
like I
business
said,
but mine.
we need to get his car back to him.
No, I'm the one using it. He gave it to me.
You don't understand. It's registered to him.
Okay.
By law, he's the only one that can get the car back.
Okay, then he can come get it when he needs to get it.
He won't know where it's at.
Yeah, we need to contact him.
I can contact him.
How?
How are you going to contact him?
Why does it matter?
Just asking how you're going to contact him.
I'm just asking why does it matter?
Because we're concerned about the vehicle, like I told you.
Why would you be concerned about somebody else's vehicle?
Because it's our job.
Why is it your job to be concerned about someone's vehicle?
Right now, it's evidence, okay?
Okay.
And then when it gets released, the law enforcement has to release it. You can't release it to your dad, so we have to
Okay.
contact him.
Well, then you can contact him or whatever.
What's his phone number?
Why do I have to give his phone number?
You don't have to. I'm just asking for it. Listen, you don't have to do
It's just
anything.
kind of strange that we don't know why you wouldn't.
Why would I?
You'd think you'd want your dad to get the car back.
No, because I need the car. I need to go to work and stuff, so I actually don't want him to have the car back.
But I'm not sure if you're following us.
I'm not.
You will not get that car from us.
Okay.
The only one that will get that car will be your dad.
Okay.
So if you have to get to work or not, that doesn't matter. We're trying to expedite the whole process of letting him know where the car's at. He can come to us, we'll sign a release, releasing it to him. You don't have a driver's license, and the vehicle's not registered to you, so we can't give it. So that's why we're asking, number one, when was the last time you saw your dad? Two, where did you see him? And three is, how can we contact him to get that stuff for him?
How can I contact him?
Tell us.
Well, we could try using a phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know a number? That's what I'm asking.
No, I do not.
So how
But we can try.
would we try?
We could dial numbers until we find them.
Do you have an idea of what numbers?
Nope.
We're just going to randomly dial until your dad answers.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an idea of 3 numbers we dial.
1, 2, and 3.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where he is right now?
I don't know where anyone is right now.
Okay. When was the last time you saw your dad?
When was the last time you saw him?
Well, I'm going to say today.
Today. Okay.
Slowly, Jared began opening up about his father, revealing details that hinted at the motives behind his actions.
You said to me earlier that you thought your dad was mentally ill, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
You thought he had problems, right?
Probably.
You and him got into domestics all the time, right? Like
No,
arguments and stuff like that?
No, he would just, I wouldn't really, he had like a very big ego, right?
Right.
And, I just wanted to be like cooperative with him, and he would constantly argue back, and,
What were the things he would try to make you do? What were the things that pissed you off?
we never really got that into a big thing about it.
Well, you just did in January because you got arrested for it.
What, that little thing where they said I went to jail for 1 day and came back out?
Yeah, so what was that?
That was, oh my god, that was him. Okay, so so me and him just argued. He called the police, and then he said, they were starting to say I tried to hit him or something, and then they said, I was like, what the? And then at the end of the day, they just said, oh, well, you scared him, and I'm like, how did I scare him?
What were you arguing about, though? What pissed him off so much to call the cops?
I punched his car, and he's like, he got mad.
Why did you do that?
Because he was making me mad.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I know the things about my dad that piss me off and will set me off all the time. He's constantly texting me on everything that I need to do.
Oh,
I live in my own house. My dad's always texting me about everything I need to do. That type of stuff pisses me off. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Right.
So what I'm asking is, I know what pisses me off about my dad. I'm trying to figure out what set you off that day.
About that little charge that they dropped because they didn't even have evidence
Yeah, that's
to
what we're
support
start
it?
with, yeah.
It was nothing. He was like a wimp. He just called the police.
But like, why? Like, what?
Because he's a wimp.
Okay.
He just like, he's like the first person to like jump on the phone and call 911.
Does he like get pissed off that you aren't working as hard as you should?
I don't know. I don't know anything about my dad. I don't know. Like, I never knew him since the day I was born to now. I never knew a single thing about him because he doesn't like to share. He doesn't like to communicate.
He's standoffish.
Yeah, I mean, he's in his own little egotistical world where it all revolves around him. So I can't, it's like I'm talking to a wall when I talk to him.
Right. So how do you get your point across?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I just get ignored.
Does he work?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that what pissed him off about you? That you were living in a car and that you didn't have a...
I have no idea anything about his emotions. Because he doesn't be specific. He can get mad about something that, I don't even know why he's getting mad. Like, I'll even sit there and be like, why are we even arguing about this? Why are you even arguing? This is so,
Mm-hmm.
And he just continues to argue because I don't know what his issue was.
Some people just are like that. You know what I mean? No matter how much you talk to them and how much you say, you're not going to get through to them.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is sometimes.
Did he ever hit you?
That's not really something I want to talk about.
Because, that's something that I would find upsetting.
Yeah, that would be upsetting, but I don't want to talk about stuff like that. I want to get into anything like personal stuff.
The man was finally brought to the point where he had to confront that morning. His father, Jay Neumann, had been found and officers confronted him with the evidence in their hands.
Because everything here revolves around your dad.
Everything here? What do you mean?
Yep, the reason why we're here right now.
Oh, it revolves around my dad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you going to tell me what happened with my dad?
That's what I'm wanting you to tell me. And
how would I know what happened with my dad?
Because you're with him.
What do you mean I'm with him?
You were with him.
When?
Earlier this morning.
When?
I just told you earlier this morning.
Where?
I'm giving you answers and you're not answering my questions, so there's only so much I'm going to keep telling you.
Where was I with my dad? I was not with my dad earlier this morning.
You're on video surveillance at the 7-Eleven on Palmetto Park Road.
With my dad?
You were there on video.
Okay, yeah, I was at the 7-Eleven, but...
No, but you were with
so
your
my
dad.
dad wasn't there. Like I said, I wasn't with my dad at that time.
That's what I said. No, not at that time.
Okay.
But not too long after that.
Not too long after that?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I keep giving you answers and you keep asking me questions. That's not the way it works.
Ooh.
What I'm trying to do here is I'm giving you an opportunity.
Opportunity for what?
To explain what happened, okay?
I don't even know what happened. You're telling me something happened and then you're expecting me to say
she asked you a simple question. When was the last time you argued with your dad?
That's my business.
That's what she asked you. I know you always go back to that and you get defensive when you don't want to answer. When you don't want to answer something and you know it's not going to look good, you don't want to answer it. I've been sitting here and I haven't said a word for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you had a good conversation with her.
Okay.
And until she asks you something that you get defensive about, you back down. Totally. And they're simple questions. And you know what it means when you're not answering simple questions that she's asking you?
That I don't want people in my
business? It means you're hiding something. Because you lied to us and you didn't tell us you were at the beach.
Sure, I'm hiding something.
Well, you are.
What am I hiding? Okay, yeah, that.
The incident that happened at the beach is what you're hiding.
The incident that happened at the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Not on the beach, but near the beach.
I consider that a 7-Eleven. I consider that the beach.
Okay, what happened on the beach?
Tell us.
I'm asking you. Why?
Well, your hands are obviously part of it, and the injuries you have are part of it.
I got in a fight, but it wasn't on the beach.
And the blood, not on the beach, but like I say, I consider that area over there on the east side the beach.
East side of what?
Let me tell you this, Jared.
Yeah.
We have a lot of information here.
Okay.
And we have evidence that's going to tell us different things, okay?
Okay.
We have evidence at a scene that's going to tell us something.
Okay.
We have evidence on you that's going to tell us something.
Okay.
We have evidence in your car that's going to tell us something.
Okay.
So all of that stuff is telling me one thing right now, okay?
That the guy's pressing charges?
Yeah.
Okay.
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 All of that stuff is telling me one thing. That person was hurt very okay?
I don't
And
see how I could
listen,
hurt them that bad.
Let me finish talking,
Okay, go
okay?
ahead.
All of that evidence is telling me one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's telling me that everything that you're telling me right now is a lie. And if you don't tell me your version of what happened,
Mm-hmm.
that means that I have to go based on the evidence on that scene,
Mm-hmm.
on you, and in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, that doesn't look good for you.
Why?
It's obvious.
It's very obvious.
How is it
You know
obvious?
the
Why would I
answer.
ask why if it was obvious?
How much blood was on you when the Delray Beach Police Department pulled you over?
It was a decent
A
amount.
lot of blood.
Yeah.
Do you think a person who loses that much blood is going to be in very good shape?
I mean, it was most of my blood.
No, it wasn't.
How do you know?
Because your injuries don't match that amount of blood.
I had a nosebleed.
No.
Yes, I did. How are you going to tell me I didn't have a nosebleed?
Because I know what a nosebleed looks like, and it doesn't look like blood splatter on your face.
No, it didn't splatter on my face.
That's what your face looked like in the video that I saw.
Splattered?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Officers explained the legal process and the consequences he faced, and after hearing that, Jared began to soften a little, breaking through his hard shell.
How that's going to do anything, because if they say why they did something, the jury might be more angry with them. They might say, well, that's not
what if they say, well, they were hurting me, that's why I hurt them.
Or they show,
Who cares?
or they show a little
Court
bit of
doesn't
remorse.
care.
They do. The jury does
Not
care.
in my experience.
It matters in sentencing and conviction.
I haven't
Because-
experienced that.
Okay, well, it does matter.
Well,
Okay, 'cause
the
that's
law
ultimately-
is a firm hammer that just goes down and people go down with it. But
Well, I'll tell you what she said earlier, Jared, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't think you care.
no, I mean, I care.
I don't think you do.
Okay, well, what
Because
are we
obviously-
talking about again? What do I
The
care about?
situation from last night, I don't think you really care what happened.
No, I do.
And the fact that you hurt somebody.
No, I'm just confused as to how you even have evidence that I hurt somebody when I didn't hurt anyone last night. So I'm just like, I don't even know what.
Well, the evidence, not only that. Not
Well, you
only-
apparently have evidence, so
Okay,
I'm going to
so-
take that to trial
I'm
because
gonna-
I want to see this
I'm
evidence.
going to tell you this. This is what I'm going to tell you. The
Yeah.
fact that you're at the beach,
Yes.
somebody's hurt by the beach,
Okay.
you're stopped in your dad's car a short time later, all bloody, and you tell them that you got in an altercation with somebody in Boca Raton. So
Yeah.
that's how we're saying, yes, you did.
I did get an altercation in Boca Raton. Yeah.
That's what we want me to tell you. With who did you get in that altercation with?
I don't know the man. I told you that.
Where was your dad when you got in this altercation? Because you guys lived in that truck together, right?
So I need to tell you my dad's exact location.
Was your dad there when you got in the altercation
Was
with
he
this
not
person?
there?
Did he get in the altercation with you with this person?
Did he?
I'm asking you. I
I'm
wasn't
asking
there.
you.
See, here we are back to that, when you don't feel answering a question.
No,
You answer a
it's
lot
just
of,
like,
you
where
answer
do
a
you
lot of
guys-
questions and you have good dialogue with us, but when Jared gets uncomfortable and Jared doesn't
I'm
want to
not
answer a question,
uncomfortable.
oh, you're very
It's
uncomfortable.
just to me.
It's not, oh, and again,
You have enough evidence to convict somebody,
Okay.
according to you people.
Okay, listen.
So what more do you
Listen.
need out of me?
Let me just listen.
Yeah, go
I know
ahead.
I said before, you don't
Go
care.
ahead. No, I
You
do
don't care. You don't care.
Okay, what do you
Because
mean?
that's the attitude you take. And instead of answering a question, you laugh
What do
about
I
it.
not care about?
This whole situation and the person that you hurt.
Okay, as far as I know, I didn't hurt anyone, so
You're telling me
I
that-
don't know how I'm supposed to care about somebody I don't even know
You
about.
told
hurting.
us you got into an altercation.
Yes,
with somebody.
that person did not look injured to me. They walked away like they
We're
were
here to
fine.
tell you they are.
Okay, then if they want to pursue charges, then I will
Do you care?
accept. I do care. I didn't mean to injure them. That's just I have no knowledge.
How
of
did it happen? How did you injure them?
I guess when we were fighting, I don't know. I guess I must have hit him. I mean, he hit me.
I can tell you the injuries aren't consistent with fighting. Did you have a weapon on you?
No,
Did you didn't have something to defend yourself?
no, I was fighting.
Okay. Did you fight with a weapon?
How could I fight with a weapon if I didn't have one on me?
That's what I'm asking you. Did
That's
you
what I'm
have a
asking
weapon?
you.
I'm asking you, did you have a weapon?
I answered no.
Okay. You had no weapon at all?
No weapon.
Okay. What do you consider a weapon?
Everything and anything, I guess.
Are your hands a weapon?
Yes,
So you had a weapon.
I guess I
Your
did.
hands
that.
are a weapon.
I don't know.
Are your hands weapons?
Is this a circus?
No, it's a simple question. And sometimes when you don't want to answer things, you have a hard time answering simple questions. Did you have a gun with you?
I had 4 guns.
Okay. Did you have any knives with you?
Maybe 100.
Okay. What kind of knives?
Machetes from the jungle.
Okay. Any other weapons?
I had a laser fork.
What's that?
It's a fork that shoots a laser.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a new scientific invention.
Got me there. I've never heard of a laser fork.
Yeah, they just made it recently.
And does it burn you?
You can.
And again, the smut. She said before the smart aleck answers when you're sitting here.
I mean,
Again,
you're asking
goes
me
back-
some ridiculous
Goes back
nonsense.
to the. I asked you if you had a weapon. That
And I already answered you. I told you no, and then you didn't take my word for it. You kept pestering me, so then you just
How do you
you got stupid
expect us to
questions.
take over your word for it when you've lied to us so many times
Okay, then don't
already?
take my word for anything. You apparently have evidence. What more do you need out of
We're
me?
giving you more and more chances to try to be honest with us, and we already told you what we want out of you. We want the why.
It became clear that the suspect had access to multiple kinds of weapons and was highly aware, consciously avoiding questions that could incriminate him. Jared was playing a cat-and-mouse game with the investigators.
You.
Mm-hmm.
Where your dad is.
Do I remember you asking me that? Yeah, you asked me that multiple times.
Okay. And what's your answer?
I don't have an answer.
You don't know, or you don't want to answer. Which is it?
I don't want to answer.
Okay. When was the last time you saw your dad?
I don't want to answer that either.
Okay. When you saw your dad last, was your dad injured?
No.
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 Last time you saw him, he was not injured.
No.
Okay.
You right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
It's unfortunate, Jared. It's unfortunate.
What's unfortunate?
Situation.
What situation?
The situation. The whole situation here.
Why do you just say these vague answers?
Because that's what you tell me, so I'm giving you kind of your same vague answer.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
I know, right? Good for the goose, good for the gander.
I don't know what that means.
Pants. Was that what you were wearing last night?
No.
No. What were you wearing last night with the 7-Eleven?
I was wearing pants.
What kind of pants?
Black pants.
What kind of shirt were you wearing?
A shirt.
What kind of shirt? Remember what color?
I don't remember what color.
Were you wearing a jacket?
I don't remember.
Were you wearing shoes?
Yes.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
The shoes that I have in my car.
What kind of shoes? That's what I'm asking. I don't know what kind of shoes
I
you
don't
have
know
in
what
your
kind
car.
they are either.
They white, black, yellow, green.
They're probably white, black. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention.
Were you wearing shoes when you got stopped last night?
I don't think so.
Why weren't you wearing shoes?
Because they were in the back, and I took them off.
You take them off for any particular reason?
My feet were warm.
All right, Jared.
Uh,
We wish you the best of luck.
mm-hmm.
If you decide you have anything more you want to talk to us about, like I say, it's just this whole situation is, you know.
So what's going on? Okay, so you have evidence for something you're
Yeah.
saying I did. So
Yeah.
Huh?
You know, if you want to talk to us about it, you want to be honest with you, we'll talk to you. We're not going to sit here and go round and round.
I'm not going around. I'm just asking like what
You're
are we
kind of
doing?
talking us in circles.
I'm really not. I'm trying to say
No, you
something
are.
and you're just interrupting me and saying I'm talking in circles.
Go ahead, talk.
All right, so like you say you have evidence against me on something. So what is it? I'm going to jail or something tonight? Okay. All right, so that's all there is to it then. I guess I'll just go to trial or whatever.
That's how you choose to deal with it. That's how you choose to deal with it.
What do you mean?
That part's not up to us.
Right.
What? Oh no, I know it's not up to you. I'm gonna choose to go to trial. That's my choice.
Okay.
That would be up to me.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. What's your family going to think?
Of me going to trial,
No, with this whole situation that you're in today.
talking to you people.
No, the whole case that we're talking about.
The fact that you have evidence against somebody that I allegedly injured, they will. What would they think? They probably won't think anything because they don't have any expectations for me at all, so they probably won't care.
No. What's your dad going to think?
He is just like my other family members, so I'm sure he won't care.
Think he's going to be mad?
Why would he be?
Think he'll forgive you?
For what? For this evidence that you have? Well, I mean,
Do you think your dad will forgive you about what happened?
I mean, I don't. As far as I know, I didn't injure anybody, so I don't know what there is to forgive. I mean, if hopefully I can prove myself in court and get off this, but chances are, if you people have enough, whatever. I don't know what kind of evidence you have, and if it's like I don't know what you did to the evidence that you might try to get me incriminated, but. So if you guys, end up getting me incriminated for this, well, I don't think he's gonna be mad. I think he'll just be like, well, it is what it is, like, there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing he can do about it,
Jared was lying about his father's last moments and showed no concern for what actions the officers might take, almost as if he was saying, I won't tell the truth, do whatever you want. Despite this, the officers made another attempt to get him to come clean.
I don't know.
No? Where would you tell us to look for him? Where does he stay?
Probably in his car somewhere, I don't know.
He stays in his car?
But you have the car.
Sometimes. I mean, yeah, I was using the car today.
So where do you think he'd be staying if he wasn't staying in the car?
I don't know. I don't have a tracking device on him.
Is his phone in the car or with him?
I have no idea. I don't keep track of where his phone is.
What kind of phone does he have?
I don't pay that much attention to his phone.
Did you see his wallet in the car?
I don't look for these things. This is not something...
No, we're not saying look for it. Did you see his wallet or his phone?
I have no idea. It's not something that I, had visionary awareness of.
Does he ever give you permission to use his credit cards or anything like that?
I've never heard him give me permission.
Does he have credit cards?
I don't know.
All right, Jared. Hang tight.
Okay.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear everything you told me today is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No.
No?
No. I know I'm lying. About most things I said. I told you I was lying.
Do you want to tell us anything truthful before we go?
I mean, not really.
Why not?
Because you people are trying to throw me in jail, so why would I tell you anything?
Well, because if there's something you can tell us that wouldn't throw you in jail...
You're going to throw me in jail no matter what I say.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely so.
If you can give us a good reason as to why this whole thing happened...
There is nothing I can do from this point. If you have evidence, I'm going to jail. There's no getting out of this.
Listen, Jared, she told you before, there's certain reasons that certain things happen. Tonight, yes, you were driving without a license. We can't do anything about that. You don't have a driver's license.
Uh-huh.
The other stuff, if you're giving us an honest reason as to what happened and why it happened, and it's believable, then yes, we don't make up stuff. Like when we talked about facts before, it's the facts. You tell us your facts, and if that matches what the facts are, of course. We don't want to get anyone in trouble for something they didn't do.
But you have evidence against me, apparently.
We have physical evidence.
Yeah,
and we don't know what that evidence is going to prove at this point. And evidence can prove one thing, but when someone else tells us another thing, as she said before, about the why stuff happens, that plays a whole load into what the evidence shows as to why.
People hurt other people all the time, and you later figure out, well, they did it because of some justifiable reason.
The court doesn't see it like that.
They do.
They do, because we write it up. Yeah. There are certain things that are
I've had a
justified.
lot of experience in the court system. They don't get...
Well, there's certain times when you're guilty and you've done things that the court can't even overlook.
I've seen a lot of dudes in prison for a very long time for self-defense. It doesn't matter.
So are you telling us this whole thing, you keep mentioning self-defense.
No, I just said that
Were
one
you
time.
defending yourself? You said earlier once or
Yeah, I was
twice.
defending myself from somebody fighting me, yeah.
When?
A couple of nights ago, or last night, whatever it was.
Right, so tell us.
Tell us what?
What happened that you were defending yourself? Tell us what led up to it.
The dude walked up on me.
What dude?
The dude I've been telling you about this whole time.
Okay. Where did this dude walk up to you?
What do you mean, where?
Just a simple question. Where?
I mean, maybe it's too simple because I don't understand.
Location.
Location, okay, sidewalk.
Location of sidewalk.
Okay, by the grass.
Location of grass within the city.
Near a building
Building where?
on Yamato.
Name a building?
I have no idea.
The time, the place, nothing he told the officers added up, leaving them frustrated over his evasiveness. Yet they didn't give up, hoping he might change his mind, and then gave him space to face the reality of what he had done, and it worked.
Hey, I heard some noises coming out of here. Are you alright?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on with you?
What's got you so upset?
What do you mean?
You're crying.
No, I'm not.
There's water coming out of your eyes.
Splash water on my face.
I could hear you from out there.
And what?
You're crying. You're upset.
Why?
Well, is there something more that you want to talk to us about? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it's affecting you.
What's affecting me?
What happened?
What happened?
You know, a lot of times when you finally tell somebody and get it off your chest, it's a big weight that gets lifted off of you.
What
You're
are you
holding it all in right now.
holding what in?
Jared, it's okay to be human, man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
We all get there. Talk to us, man.
What do you want to know?
What happened?
What happened with what?
We're here to hear you out on whatever you have to say with no judgment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's probably not many other people out there that are going to sit here and listen to you explain what happened.
Nobody listens to me anyway.
Well, we're right here listening.
Doesn't matter.
Why not?
Because no one else is gonna listen. And you're just trying to throw me in jail, so what does it matter if
Not
you
what we're
listen?
trying to do, Jared.
Okay, then why are you even here? Then why am I even here? You're gonna throw me in jail. You say you have evidence.
We want to know what happened, man. You're not this upset over nothing, buddy.
But my issues are my own.
You have to go through life alone, man.
I have never not done
I
that.
know you haven't, but you don't have to. That's
Well,
why I said we're here to listen.
Well, then if that was a
You're
choice,
human, man.
then why was I never given a way out of that? I'm not human.
You are.
No.
Bro.
Why do you say you're not?
Because that part of me died a long time ago.
When?
When I was 14.
Why? What happened then?
It's no one else's business.
It's obviously affected you a lot.
It did. It traumatized me.
Did it traumatize you so much that you do things that you regret?
Or do you do things out of anger that you can't control sometimes? Like we all do.
That particular thing did not, I don't know what were you even talking about. That was just something that was traumatically upsetting and depressing to me. I don't know what you're talking about otherwise.
Well, a lot of times when something traumatic happens to somebody, it affects how they behave for the rest of their lives.
Well, it could have influenced, probably had more depression than somebody who hadn't had that happen to them, so
What about more anger?
why would I be angry about that?
I'm wondering. I don't know. You won't tell me what it is, so I have no idea whether it would make you angry or not.
Okay, well, it wasn't something that would have made me angry.
So it just made you depressed.
It just made me extremely sad.
Did that sadness ever make you do anything that you regret?
Myself like 6 times? Yeah.
Jared felt deep remorse and regret for his past that weighed heavily on him. Now, when officers found him in an emotional state, he began recounting everything that had happened since he was 14, like a child confessing to his mother.
Is that why you do the drugs sometimes? To
What?
self-medicate to make yourself feel better?
No, I do drugs because because I have chronic pain. So I don't really do them to have fun or anything, I do drugs for spiritual reasons and for chronic pain issues, depending on, how it goes or whatever, but...
Have you ever done stuff when you're on drugs that you regret?
No, actually I haven't.
You never done anything that you regretted?
No, I can handle okay, well, there was only one thing where I was, that at what was that? That synagogue? Yeah.
Temple.
Yeah, I popped a bunch of balloons for people, and I regretted that ever since I did it. I knew it was wrong. I was hurting a lot. You know, I was up on drugs, and I like all these people. I had these balloons for their families.
You don't have to hold it in.
And I just started biting them open and tearing them. And they were for people who passed away.
Did you ask for forgiveness for that?
I think I tried once. Or twice. I don't really remember.
I think it's pretty obvious that you feel pretty bad about it, right?
Yeah.
So you think if people apologize and if they seek forgiveness for stuff like that, I think that those people, most people can understand if somebody's in a lot of pain that they lash out sometimes, right?
It's not an excuse.
Well, just because something shouldn't have been done doesn't mean that there's not a reason behind why it happened, right? So just because maybe you shouldn't have done that to the balloons doesn't mean that you didn't have a reason.
I didn't
And
have
I
a
think
reason.
I think that
It was just
if
being
you
selfish. I just thought I thought I was in more pain than other people. And I didn't mean to do that.
well, sometimes I think our own pain can blind us to everything else, right?
I don't know. It was I was 15 or something. I didn't know what I was doing.
As Jared began to trust the female officer, the other officer stepped out, leaving them alone. Jared then opened up more to her, and she encouraged him to speak freely.
It's just you and me in here now. I'm not gonna judge you for whatever you have to say. I think it's, no matter what you're thinking in your head, everybody's gotta have somebody to talk to and get it off their chest. It's gonna, I'm telling you, it's gonna eat you alive keeping it in like that. And no matter what, listen to me, no matter what you think you deserve, that's not the case. Because I can tell from doing my research on you and your history with your dad, there's a reason that you did what you did. I know there's a reason in there. You're not a guy. You know what we've been talking about all night. There's a reason that you haven't wanted to talk about it. There's a lot of trauma involved. But I'm telling you, you don't deserve to have this kept inside. You deserve to be able to talk to somebody. You know, this might be one of the only opportunities you get that you're going to talk to somebody when I'm telling you right now that I genuinely care about what you have to say. Okay? You might go somewhere else. I don't know where you're going to end up from here tonight. But I can guarantee you, you're probably not going to have anybody sitting in front of you like this that's actually going to care about what you have to say and actually listen to you.
The officer's attempts hadn't worked at first, but the next day Jared chose to speak with the female officer, and he finally got that opportunity.
I'd like to confess to the of my father, J. Victor Neuer.
Okay. I appreciate you coming in and manning up and saying that. I think it's important that we talk about it and go over everything that we tried to get into last night, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So because you're saying that, and because we want to get into what was going on last night, I need to read you your rights again, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read you those. It's the same ones we read last night. And then you can kind of walk me through what happened and why everything happened, okay? Mm-hmm. But I appreciate you coming in. It means a lot, okay?
Okay.
If you have any questions as we go on, just ask me, okay? All right? And like I said before, it's okay to be upset. It's okay. All right? So don't feel like you have to hold anything back while you're in here talking to me, okay? So I know you probably have a lot you want to get off your chest, right?
I mean, I could talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What happened?
I mean, I think I just had a huge lapse of judgment. My dad, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for why I did what I did because there's no excuse for it, but I was very stressed out and unhappy. My dad would constantly disrespect me, and I felt like I was being bullied and harassed. And when I was in jail, in prison, and around all these like criminalized people, they always talked about how when people do bad things to you, you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to usually, retaliate with violence. And that's been so ingrained in my head that I was consistently, on a consistent basis, thinking about violence when people were mean to me, and I didn't know how to make them stop otherwise. And then in jail, I would be violent to people who were trying to mess with me, and they would stop. So I always thought that was the only way. And when my dad would always call the police on me if I got violent towards him, like physically. And then it just got to a point where I was like, the only way to make it stop is to do this. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what
Jared was full of remorse, constantly speaking and revealing details about his actions and thoughts. He said he had decided to confess, and his statement was then taken formally.
He didn't deserve that. I just didn't know. I didn't know what I did until it was over, and I realized what I did. And I didn't understand. What the did I just do? My dad didn't deserve that. I mean, he wasn't the nicest person to me, but I don't think he deserved to. It was horrible. I mean, I remember every second of it. It was awful. I didn't mean to do that. I just felt like I was pushed too far, and I just reacted in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just,
How did he, when was the last time that you guys were together before the incident happened?
we were together, about the time it happened. He just, he parks his car in the garage and he goes upstairs to sleep, and I sleep in the car, so we were just near each other.
Did you guys get into a fight about something particular last night?
No, but I was just it's just anger that was built up for a very long
Everything
time.
had kind of accumulated to a boiling point?
Yeah.
Okay. So which parking garage are you talking about that you guys were in?
The one by the beach.
By the beach?
Yeah.
Can you describe it to me, what it looks like?
It's just like a building. It's got like 4 stories. I mean, you go in and there's like ramps that go up.
Uh-huh. What color is it?
It's like either white or brownish. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. And that's where you guys have been staying recently?
Yeah.
Okay. And does he always sleep outside of the car and you sleep in the car?
Yeah, usually.
Even when it's cold out?
I mean, he usually either takes 2 blankets or he'll like sleep in this like corridor spot, but
Okay.
yeah, sometimes he'll stay in the car if it's really too cold.
But you guys kind of need your space for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was the car parked?
Just like on the 1st floor.
And where was he sleeping at?
He was upstairs on like one of the higher floors.
Okay. And so what happened that led up? Take me through exactly what happened.
I mean, nothing really like happened that made that happen. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like something I just thought of, it just like kind of just came over me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't really see like what, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of like projections of violence in like media, like, I mean, like, TV shows, stuff on the internet, music, everything is just so full of violence now, and it just totally, like, I mean, controlled my mind. Like, I just thought that was how you're supposed to react to people who do bad things to you.
Right.
Then it finally reached the point where Jared explained his actions, what he did, how he did it, everything in detail, and after hours of waiting, the investigators' persistence finally paid off.
He was sleeping, and I walked up, and I had a knife in my hand, and I think the blanket was over his head, and I pulled the blanket off, and I think I started him in the throat, and he was like curly, like it was like blood, like telling me to stop, like, and I
I didn't, you know, and I said no, and I didn't know what I was doing at all, you know, and he fell on the ground at some point, and, you know, I started him, and I just told him just to go to sleep, you know, stop fighting, just go to sleep, and that's pretty much everything that happened. I saw the light leave his eyes and everything.
Where the knife that you used, how did you get that?
I bought it from the dollar store.
That day or earlier?
That day.
What
Earlier that day.
What dollar store?
On Federal.
In Boca Raton?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, what is it nearby?
It's by Chipotle.
Okay. So you went in there and you bought that knife. Did you buy anything else with it?
At the dollar store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought like a bunch of trash bags and some gloves.
Okay. What kind of gloves?
They were nitrile gloves.
What's nitrile? I don't know what that means.
I'm not exactly sure what that means, but they were just like...
What color?
They were orange and white.
Okay. Are they like cloth or like latex like type stuff?
I think it was like a little bit of both. It was like latex-ish cloth.
Okay. So you bought those 3 things. Anything else?
No, that was it.
What time of day was that?
It was probably like afternoon, like 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. You drove the car over there, or did you walk?
No, my dad drove me there.
Oh, he drove you there?
Yeah.
Did he know what you bought?
No.
What did he think he was driving you there for?
I think originally he dropped me off at Publix, and he asked me, I think he did ask me why, and I said I just wanted to go there. And the dollar store is right by Publix.
Okay, so he dropped you off at Publix, and then you walked to the dollar store and got that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was around 2 or 3 o'clock?
Sometime in the afternoon, yeah.
On Sunday, that's what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And so after you walk from Publix to the dollar store, does he pick you back up?
Yeah.
And where do you guys go from there?
I don't exactly remember. I think he probably went and took me over to... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So he went over to Barnes & Noble. And, yeah, okay. And then I guess he went to sleep in the car for most of the time. I was outside walking around and pacing, being really aggravated. And I just started, like, you know, just thinking about just bad stuff like that and just...
When you went to the dollar store initially to buy the knife, is that what you were thinking about?
Well, that's why I bought the knife, yeah.
To that?
Yeah.
Next, the timeline came into focus. Investigators needed it to determine when Jay Neumann died, the exact moment of the crime, and what happened to his body afterward.
It was really just a lot of selfishness, you know, and misunderstanding, like, things. Like, in all honesty, I was tired of, you know, kind of being like woken up early in the mornings and, you know, kind of being stressed out, and, you know, I thought, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I thought things like, oh, like, you know, if I him, I'll just be able to, like, take his car and I won't, you know, I know that obviously it's not gonna work, but, take his car and just, like, be able to sleep, and, you know, my life will be better, I'll be free, and I won't have to deal with this anymore, and like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything was blowing up and you just didn't want him to be around anymore.
I really just wanted the stress to stop. I didn't know what to do. You know, I tried everything I knew how to do, and this was the only thing I didn't try. So I thought it was my only option. I didn't realize what I was doing.
Okay. So after you guys go to 1400 West Glades and he's hanging out there and you're walking around, what do you guys do after that?
Well, it was late, so I came back to the car. It was like 8 o'clock, and then we usually drive to the beach to that garage to go to sleep. So we pretty much made it there about like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And I think it was like sometime after that he went to sleep, and I waited like most of the night.
You went to, so we were talking about before the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So when you guys got to the parking garage, is that soon after that when you went to the 7-Eleven the first time?
Well, when we got to the parking garage, I waited a little bit, and then I got some coffee to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
and I met some homeless dude, so I bought him a Black and Mild.
Right, you met him right outside the 7-Eleven there?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you bought the coffee, you went out, and then you came back in for the cigarette?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you left the 7-Eleven, did you go back to the parking garage, or did you go somewhere else?
Well, I talked to the homeless guy for like a really long time, and then I went back to the parking garage.
Did you know that homeless guy?
I've seen him like once or twice. I didn't really know him that well.
Do you know his name or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay. So then you go back to the parking garage. Do you do anything in between the next time you go back to the 7-Eleven?
Other than talking to the homeless guy, no.
Okay, so you go back to the parking garage a little bit. Do you sleep at all, or you stay up?
No, I stayed up the whole night.
Were you playing video games or watching the anime?
Yeah,
or?
I watched a little bit of anime, listened to some like music that was putting aggressive thoughts in my head because I just felt like I was gonna do what I was gonna do. So.
So you're kind of preparing yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you go back to the 7-Eleven. I think that's a little before 1 in the morning, right? Does that sound right?
I mean, I'm not sure, but.
In the middle of the night, would you say?
I don't. Like, I remember just being there, like, once or twice, but, like, just to get, like, a Black and Mild and some coffee. I might have got in there again to use the bathroom.
Yeah, that's the time I'm talking about.
Okay, that's probably what it was, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so after you use the bathroom and you go back to the car, then what happens?
By that time, actually, I did, about 1 a.m., I went over to the beach and actually tried to dig a hole that I was going to put his body in.
How he attacked and the evidence he left behind, Jared next had to face this, knowing it was only a matter of time before investigators asked and the horrific description began.
I think I got him here.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure.
And he was sleeping when you first?
Yeah, he was sleeping.
Okay. And did he wake up immediately when that happened?
Yes, he did.
Did he say anything to you immediately?
He told me to stop.
Okay. Did he say anything else?
I don't think so. I don't remember, but I don't think so.
Okay. Was there a lot of blood?
Yes.
Okay. What happened after you stabbed him the first time?
He jumped up and was screaming.
He stood up?
Well, yeah, he jumped up really fast and like started trying to fight me off, and he was telling me, "Jared, stop." And I said no.
Okay. So he was standing up. Was he still back by that wall where he was sleeping, or did he come forward?
He kind of like where he was sleeping right here. He kind of jumped up and kind of moved like over here until like
towards the corner where that there's a door there for the stairwell, right?
Oh, I don't know anything like about that, but
okay.
He didn't really go very far. He just went like kind of like over here like that,
Like away from you?
No, he was actually moving towards me, like trying to fight me off or something. So that
So when you in the first time, were you standing or were you crouched next to him?
I was probably like kind of crouched or something. I mean, not like on like not totally crouched, but just like kind of like lean down or something.
Okay. And did you just him the one time and then get back up, or did you hit him a couple times?
I think I hit him a couple times.
Do you know, if you had to guess, how many times would you think that you hit him?
I don't know exactly, but I would say several. So I mean, maybe like I couldn't even count. At least 4 or 5.
4 or 5 times. And were those all in the neck area, or?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And so he stands up, tells you to stop, and you tell him no.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens now that you're both standing?
For some reason I can't exactly remember this part, but at some point we both ended up on the ground, and I was on top of him.
Where's the knife at this point?
Well, it was right by where he was sleeping at.
So it got dropped?
No, actually the knife broke.
Oh, it broke?
Yeah, and so the pieces just fell over.
Okay. So when that first time when you him a couple times, where did the other come if the knife broke?
I actually a couple times with the broken knife.
With the broken knife?
Yeah, there was like a little piece left, but I kept him.
Okay. So I'm just going to go back a little bit so that I have my time frame right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're both standing up, and the knife had been dropped at that point over where he was. It had broken.
I don't know when it exactly broke. Like, I must have hit him like maybe 2 or 3 times before it actually broke, and then the piece just went flying.
Which piece went flying?
The blade part broke off and went flying.
Okay. And you still had the handle in your hand?
Yeah, and the handle had still a sharp piece, and I hit him with that too.
Okay, so you hit him so when you guys are standing up, are you still hitting him with the handle?
Yeah, a little bit. And
where did you think you hit him with the handle?
probably in the neck.
In the neck?
Yeah.
The same side or the other side?
Maybe the same side.
Okay. And you said you guys end up on the floor?
Yeah.
And at what point does that happen?
Towards the end of it, I mean, like just right after he jumped up and started fighting me off. I don't know. I guess, I think I tried to make him stop screaming, so I might have tried to him or something, but then he.
The act was cruel, but the investigators then shifted their focus to what happened afterward and pieced together the timeline, as it was a key part of the case and necessary to establish a clear conclusion to justify the charges.
I just kept telling him to go to sleep, and I said I don't remember everything I said. I just remember saying that he was very cruel to me, and I think I remember I said I didn't want to do this to him, and that I said he was very cruel to me. And I probably said a couple other things, but I don't remember, but that was really it until he, passed away.
At what point do you grab the broken blade up again and start
I didn't pick it back up. He was already gone.
Oh, I think I got a little bit confused on my time frame, so I just want to make sure I verified. So after you the first couple times when he's sleeping, he stands up, right?
I believe,
is that when the knife broke, or did it break later on?
It broke some time from when he stand up, so I must have him with the actual knife maybe 2 or 3 times before it finally just broke and snapped.
Okay, and
then I hit him a couple more times with the handle. Then I threw the handle, I guess, at some point.
Okay, and at what point is it that you pick the broken knife and with the broken
I never picked the broken anything back up. I left it there.
Oh, I thought you said that you picked the blade back up and the
No,
blade
I never said that.
times.
No, I had the handle and I.
So the handle is what you're saying. You were still.
Yeah, I just used the handle a couple more times and then I got rid of it.
Okay. So when you see you said you saw him, you saw that he was that he died. What do you do then?
I got up off of him and I felt like a lot. I tried to use the trash bag, but then I saw across in the apartment that there was a light on, and I didn't know if I was being watched or something, so I got really scared, and I just said, "Oh, I can't be here," or something like that. And then I got in the car and just I took his keys and I got in the car and just took off immediately, and then I just started heading north, and then that's when the Delray police stopped me and saw the blood all over me.
When you say you tried to use the trash bag, what did you try to use the trash bag to do?
I was gonna try to put him in the trash bag and carry his to the hole and try to bury it.
Did you get any part of his in the trash bag?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't remember if I even got it over him before I just
got scared.
Oh, because I might have just said forget that and just
So then you got in the car. You said you got his keys. Where did you get his keys from?
Out of his pocket.
Do you remember which pocket it was in?
I think it was his right pocket, but I'm not totally sure.
His right pants pocket?
I think so.
Okay. Did he normally sleep with his keys in his pockets?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he have any other belongings out there that you took with you?
Did he have any belongings?
Yeah, was his wallet laying with him?
His cell phone was there, and he had 2 blankets and a mat.
When the man was stopped by police, he was wearing one set of clothes, and by the time officers brought him in for interrogation, he was in another. This raised questions about whether Jared had attempted to tamper with evidence.
What garbage?
Over by Office Depot in Delray, I threw them in the trash. In a trash bag.
So you put him in a trash bag and then you threw him in the trash?
Yeah, trash can.
Office Depot in Delray. What roads is that off of? Do you know?
I have no idea, but if you find it, there's probably a video of me walking up to the trash can.
Okay.
Because I saw myself on camera there.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
They had like a camera, like, you know,
I'm
surveillance.
surprised you didn't get scared off.
No, it didn't scare me. I just, you know, I already knew, you know, what I did. You know, it's like if I, you know, wasn't really, I guess I really wasn't trying to get away with anything. You know, just I realized it was, you know.
What all did you throw out? What all was in the trash bag?
The sheet that had blood on it.
Which sheet?
There was like a bed sheet in
That
the car.
Yeah. Oh, in the car, or that he was sleeping with?
No, not that he was sleeping with. In the car. It had blood on it from my clothing.
Okay.
And all the clothing I had blood on. And I think the gloves too were in there, and I threw those out.
Okay. So both your t-shirt and your pants you threw out with the gloves, and then the sheet from the car, all in the same garbage bag?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was at Office Depot in Delray. That was after the traffic stop.
Yeah, like the Office Depot to where they pulled me over was like really close. So like all I did was kind of put it in there. So.
Okay, close by. So close by, right after the traffic stop. Okay. So once you go up there and you get into the altercation with your dad, so he's sleeping, you have the gloves on, and you have your black shirt and your pants on, and then you go up and you see he's sleeping. You think maybe he was on his back, but you're not sure.
I'm not exactly sure. He could have been on his side. I'm not very sure.
Okay, and then so you ended up him right here in the side of the neck a couple times first.
He was. I think it was this side.
Okay. Okay. And then he gets up. He's standing, and you guys get into a fight while he's standing. The knife gets broken at some point, and then you guys end up on the ground at some point, and you're him, right? Okay. And eventually you see that. How did you know that he was?
I saw the life leave his eyes.
Okay. Did you see him breathing at all?
It's not like he was breathing, but like his body was like reacting like it was like trying to have air or something. And I thought maybe he was still alive, so I kept like forcing his windpipe down. And but then I realized like when I took my hands off, it was just his body like doing something that he was. And like I took my hands off and like a huge amount of air like into him.
Jared Neumann was charged with first-degree murder. At trial, a Palm Beach County jury convicted him of first-degree murder, and in June 2025, he was sentenced to life in prison for that conviction. This case serves as a stark reminder of how ordinary encounters can uncover extraordinary danger. And next, officers pulled over another suspect on the road, revealing a completely different but equally shocking situation.
You remember when they
On your arm or on your back?
On January 29, 2020, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a routine patrol quickly turned tense when an officer spotted Adrian Nieto, a wanted felon with a history of firearm offenses. When his vehicle stopped in an elementary school parking lot, Nieto ran into the school, setting off a high-stakes pursuit.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Taser, taser, taser. Don't move. Don't move. What? His arm, he got shot in. All right, hurts. Well, so you see right there. All right, so you're gonna?
Yeah, half paralyzed.
10-4. Is there any unit that can secure the vehicle?
Where's the vehicle at?
It was parked in front of mine.
What is it?
10-4.
Silver vehicle.
Car? That's you?
Yeah, it's a car.
I don't know if it's still there.
You have 43 or up?
Yeah, ma'am, started.
You okay?
Yeah, he had the bulge there, and then he wasn't following orders, so I tased him.
As long as you're okay, bud.
We're good, man.
Charge right there.
I did accidentally deploy another one while I was trying to take out the cartridge. I hit that side button by accident, and it tased us both while I had
Sure that
my
female
hand.
got in the car and took off.
Did she?
Two more people in it.
Yeah, there's two more.
This guy,
10-4.
isn't this the guy on the
This
boat?
is, yeah, this top 15.
It's the guy in the you were telling me about, right?
Yeah. Top 15, yeah. Make sure I haven't done a proper search. I'm going to separate myself from him now. Yeah, I did, sir.
After the initial processing at the scene, officers transported him to the station for further questioning as part of the ongoing investigation into his case.
Yeah, I know it's cold. Look up for me so I can get it. No distance and no other. Okay, no other.
I thought that was here, wasn't it, man?
Wasn't it higher?
You remember when they
On your arm or on your back?
Look, there's a hole right here, bro. So it's going to be up high. It's going to be up there. There's a hole up there.
I don't know, man.
It's because, like, whenever you guys pulled it out, it was already out. So, like, I think it went in and it popped out of it.
Oh, so it wasn't
See
still...
redness, but
When
maybe
they
a
pulled it out, it
possible
wasn't still in
impact.
there?
Maybe not. Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean,
remember
there's
it was in a
redness right
jacket.
where the hole is. A little higher, but I'm sorry. You okay? Keep going.
The interrogation began around midnight, and with officers having recovered a loaded firearm from Nieto's waistband, it was clear the questioning would be intense and far from easy.
Let's start with today's business. Okay. What were you guys doing? Where are you coming from in the car?
I was just getting dropped off.
Okay. Who was driving?
Hey, Adrian, we've already talked to everybody, so we're just asking you, bro. These are questions we know the answers to.
We're just trying to figure out if you're gonna be honest. Okay, let's start with this. Whose car was it? Okay. Okay. So it was you. Who was the female?
My homie, baby mom, girl.
Okay. Do you know her by name?
No,
Okay. How long have you known your homie?
my whole life.
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't really comfortable saying names.
Okay.
I'm not really comfortable saying names. That's fine.
Okay. So where were you guys? You guys were coming from where and getting dropped off?
I was just gonna get dropped off from there and get picked up by this girl.
Over where?
Right there, I was gonna get dropped off at the West Mason Market.
Okay. So when you guys saw the officer coming down Avalon,
Yeah, we all panicked. Right?
why did you panic?
Because I have warrants for my arrest.
Okay. What are those warrants for?
For probation violations, and I ran. Like, well, yeah. Because I was supposed to go to court and I didn't go to court.
Okay. Let's see here. So, once you saw the officer, what did you say?
That was gonna go to jail.
Okay. Once you saw the officer behind you, what were you guys thinking?
Well, I don't know about what we were thinking, but I know what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking like, I was gonna go to jail.
Okay.
I didn't want like the baby to like hurt or nothing on me, so I was like, just like pull up somewhere so I can get out and go. You know what I mean?
Okay. How old was the kid that was in the car with you?
I'm not sure. I don't know, honestly.
Little?
Probably like 2 or something, 1.
Okay.
You still know me, like, you never know what could happen. Like, a cop could get scared because I'm most wanted and they could think I was doing something. And then they could be like, oh, we'll reach for his pants and start shooting. And I don't want the baby to be none of that. That's good, man.
Nieto then began to explain the events of that day, detailing how everything unfolded and how he ultimately ended up in police custody.
Okay, so when you got out of the car and you took off running, where did you go?
Inside the school.
And where about inside the school?
Just inside the school, right out the other door outside.
And
Oh, you ran in the school?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So You ran into the school out another door?
Yeah, I ran into school, like I was running into school real quick, like in and out.
Okay. And then so you were still on school property?
Yeah, trying to get out of it.
Like in the playground area or?
Yeah,
what?
I got trapped.
Loveline's an elementary school, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So once you got back outside on school grounds, where did you go from there?
I was trying to just find a way out. And then I see that I was stuck, so I just stopped running.
Okay. And when you stopped running, was there an officer behind you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I just put my hands up, and I put my hands up, and I was just, well, actually, no, he told me to put my hands up when I was running, and I was running with my hands up, because I didn't want to get shot.
Okay.
But I was just like panicking, so I was like, get down or something, and I just like, my body froze, so I just couldn't do anything. And then I got tased.
Okay. So when you got tased, what did you tell the officer?
Yeah, when I was like, he came up, and he's like, I was like, please just watch out for my arm, watch out for my arm, watch out for my arm. I was like, I got shot. He was just grabbing. And I was like, can you please watch out for my arm? I got shot right there. And he's just like, turning. I was like, bro, like, I'm not resisting or nothing. Because I couldn't. My right arm was paralyzed and my left. So I was just there, it's like a flopping face. And then I just, yeah.
Okay, so right after you got tased, did you tell him you had a weapon on you?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I have a firearm. I was like, well, I was like, I have a gun in my waist. Can you get it out? And I was like, it's not loaded. Let's get it out.
Okay.
Because I didn't want him to think it was loaded. Like, well, I was like, it's not loaded.
Okay. Is that your fire?
Oh, well, yeah, I bought it.
Okay.
But it was clean. Like, I got it brand new.
Okay. Where'd you get the gun? Was it a store, pawn shop? Just off the street? I don't care, it's clean. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I got it from.
Were the bullets in the magazine?
Oh, yeah.
How many do you remember?
Well, honestly, the gun's kind of messed up because like, the back plate is the Gen 4 back plate.
What kind of gun is it?
It was a Glock 19 Gen 5.
Oh, okay, that's a smaller one, right?
Yeah, but like Glock, Gen 4s and Gen 5s, they have different back plates. But that one had a Gen 4 back plate, so like it really didn't work that much, right? So it was just,
So when you say it didn't work, what's it do?
like messes up and stuff, like some stuff. But I just had it just like for protection stuff, you know what I mean? Just in case I would have to skip over that.
And you said you don't remember how many bullets are in it?
No.
Do you know how many it holds?
I'm pretty sure it holds like 17, but I'm pretty sure it was not a lot.
When's the last time you fired it?
Actually, I have not fired it.
No?
At all.
So how do you even know that it
Because whenever you cock it, it gets stuck and it goes back.
I got you.
Then officers concluded the conversation with a firm reminder of the consequences he was facing, making it clear that the evidence would ultimately determine the outcome of his case.
Again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Carrying a gun again.
But like, good, like.
Hey, okay.
Guns
Here's
are.
one question.
No.
Are you supposed to carry?
No, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not supposed
You're not supposed to. So that's where it ends, right there, right?
No, that's what I was gonna say.
And you talk about protection. Quit putting yourself in positions where you need to have a gun for protection. Quit hanging around with people that put you in positions where you need a gun. It's simple, bro. This ain't rocket science, right?
Millions of people every day go do their business without having to worry about any of that stuff, bro.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because my grandma always said this. She's like, since you it's fun when people join the army, be a cop.
Oh man.
And I thought I was like, well, since all these wars are coming, I just want to join the army. But my skin, they get roughed up doing all that training. Which, hey, but if it gets me out,
Make
it
it right.
occupied, and gets me out. Because honestly, like you guys probably looking at me like he's gonna just be going to prison the rest of his life. No, my bad.
We hope you don't.
Yeah, I know.
We hope you don't go to jail.
But I'm not saying you guys are wrong for thinking that, because I mean most of the time that's how it is. But to me, I really do think about my future, about helping up businesses, maybe even just doing anything to occupy. I even thought about opening up a jerky business, just something to start off little, you feel?
Hey, bro, then do it.
Yeah. I just need to figure out all my situations first. But these are my problems for me to figure out first. And then I go out and I do my own thing. Hey, but as soon as I do that thing, I'll call you when I open up.
All right.
I'll call you guys. You guys get free jerky on me.
Yeah.
Adrian Nieto was federally charged and later pleaded guilty to unlawful possession of a firearm in a school zone. Nieto ultimately faced a federal prison sentence, along with supervised release afterward. Thanks for watching. If you found these cases intense and eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe and catch us in the next video.